We're going to tie a short, fat bugger. Woolly buggers have been around for a while, but this woolly bugger is different. We're using a Tiemco TMC403BLJ. It is a jig hook, and you'll notice the angle is 60 with a vertical eye. This hook will ride upside down and will not hook on the bottom. The bead that we're using is a 4mm gold bead. Some people will say you need a slotted bead. As you can see, this bead isn't slotted, and that's what we're going to use. If I were using a tungsten bead, I wouldn't have to add the lead. Let's add the lead. I'm going to go about 8 turns. Take my little clippers, cut my lead. Then I'm going to move the bead up, push the lead inside the bead, and push everything back. With my thread, I'm going to secure that lead so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to build a thread base back to the bend of the hook. I'm going to trim off my tag end, and I'm going to continue my thread. I like to go down the bend a little bit and then come on back. It seems to hold my marabou in place. Take a piece of olive marabou. We're going to attach it. And I'll make it a little bit longer on the tail and trim off the front. At the end, we'll trim off the excess off the tail. Now I'm going to take a grizzly olive feather. I'm going to take that little tail end and put it in with my, so it's sticking, it's like a trailer on my marabou. Almost like a little tiger tail. I'm going to pull my hackle back. Secure it. Watch that point. It is sharp. And then I'm going to bring my thread to the front. Get this little hair sticking out, just pull it off. Now I'm going to taking 3 pieces of peacock curl and tying that in at the front. Now I'm taking my Madeira thread, which has got a sparkly pearl, diamond pearl in it. I'm going to tie that in. Because I'm going to rotate my vise, I want to make sure that I secure my thread so it doesn't unwind. I'll do a whip finish. Now I'm going to take my thread, my Madeira, and my peacock curl. I'm going to hold them all together, and I'm going to rotate my vise. As I rotate my vise, it is winding the thread, the Madeira, and the peacock curl into a nice strong braid. Now I'm using that as the body. You notice it gives nice fat body. As I come to the very end, I take my thread, a little excess thread, and I want to lock that material down. I do about 5 in the front, do a couple in the back, bring it to the front again, and then trim off my material. Be careful that I don't Now I'm going to whip finish the back, and just in case I get a real tough fish, just going to hold everything in place. Now I'm going to wind my thread, which adds more strength to that body, and bring it to the front. I take my feather, my hackle, and wind it forward. And I like it to be nice and thick, so covers the body nicely. Don't want to cover it too much. I want that Madeira to sparkle through. So get to the front, take my thread, do 3 to lock it down. And a couple in the front. Trim off my feather. Do a whip finish. Trim it. Wide thread. Now I like to, you don't have to do this, but I like to add Dave's Flex Cement. You're gonna have a real good sturdy bugger. Now, all we have to do is trim off the excess marabou. So I'm gonna zoom out. You have a couple ways of doing it. You can take your fingers and pinch it. Sometimes it's a little too strong for me, or for my fingers. So I can take, sort of trim it. And then I can pinch off some of these to shape it if I would like. And there's my short, fat bugger. You can do this short, fat, woolly bugger in different colors, and I'll show you a few that follow. Also, I appreciate you watching this video. If you'd like to have a PDF file of tying instructions, just follow the instructions at the end